Hi, greetings and welcome once again to my channel. It is good to have you back. Have you ever sat down and wondered, what exactly am I supposed to do with my life? Maybe you are in high school, like in secondary school, everyone around you is asking what course you want to study. And honestly, you don't even know what you will eat for dinner tonight, let alone what you'll be doing 10 years from now. Or maybe you're already in the university, stuck in the middle of a course that doesn't excite you anymore, but you are too scared to admit it because your parents, friends, or lecturers think you should just stick to it. Or perhaps you're in graduate school, and although you are chasing a degree, deep down you are asking yourself if this is truly the path you want to follow. If any of this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of students across the world feel exactly the same way. Now, before we go into this topic fully, let me pause and ask you, if you have ever felt confused about your career paths, if you have ever been scared that you might make the wrong choice and regret it later, then I want you to hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel because every week I'll be sharing real, honest advice to help students just like you succeed, not just in school but in life. And make sure you comment below and tell me what stage you are at. Are you in high school, undergraduate, or in graduate school? Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs. All right, let us get into it. Today we are talking about choosing the right career, and I want to be very honest. Choosing a career is not a one-day decision. It's not as simple as saying, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, and so on and so forth. It is a journey, and the earlier you understand that, the easier it becomes. What I'm going to do here is walk you through the process, share real world examples, and show you how to approach this decision in a way that makes sense. By the end of this video, you will see that you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have all the answers right now, but you need to start asking the right questions. So let's begin with the first big truth. Choosing a career starts with knowing yourself. I know this might sound familiar and something you already know, but it is the foundation. Think about it. If you don't know your strengths, your interests, your values, and even your weaknesses, how will you know which career will fit you best? For example, let's say you are in high school and you are really good at solving mathematics problems. Numbers excite you and you enjoy puzzles. And you can spend hours on calculations without getting bored. That might point you towards careers in engineering, finance, or data science. If you are the kind of person that hates numbers, who would rather tell stories, write essays, or engage people in conversations, then maybe a career in communications, law, teaching, or even media might be a better fit. Here's another example. Think about personality. Some people are naturally introverts. They prefer quiet spaces. They enjoy working alone, and they find energy in thinking deeply about things. Others are extroverts. They love being around people. They thrive in group discussions and they enjoy talking, networking, and collaborating. Neither is better than the other, but your personality matters when choosing a career. Imagine forcing an introvert into a sales job where they must constantly talk to strangers and pitch products all day. They might burn out quickly, even if they are intelligent. On the other hand, imagine putting an extrovert in a job where they sit in front of a computer screen, coding alone for 10 hours every day. They might feel drained. Knowing your personality helps you figure out where you can thrive. Now, the second thing is exploration. Many students make the mistake of thinking they must choose one career path at age 16 and stick with it forever. That's not the truth. The world has changed. Careers not as rigid as they used to be. Think about people you know. Maybe someone studied chemistry in university but ended up working in banking. Or someone studied engineering and is now running a fashion business. Or someone did medicine but is now a tech entrepreneur. That shows you something. Your career can evolve. Exploration means trying things out. Join clubs in school, volunteer for projects, do internships, talk to people in different fields. If you are in high school, shadow a professional for a day, see what their job is like. If you're an undergraduate, take elective courses outside your main field to test your curiosity. If you are in grad school or a grad student, attend seminars in related areas. Exploration gives you exposure, and exposure builds clarity. Here's a real world illustration. Let's say you think you want to be a lawyer because everyone says you are good at arguing. You decide to intern at a law firm at maybe one of the holidays. After a few weeks, you realize you don't actually enjoy long case files and drafting documents. You like the idea of law, but the daily reality doesn't fit your personality. That experience doesn't mean you failed, it means you learned. Maybe instead of law, you will do well in public speaking, politics, or policy making. You wouldn't know unless you explored. That's why exploration is key. The third thing we must talk about is reality. And this is where I want to be very practical. It's good to dream big, but it's also wise to face reality. You may love painting, but if you want to turn painting into a career, you need to think, is there a market for this? How can I build a business model around my art? Can I combine it with teaching or digital platforms to make it sustainable? On the other hand, maybe you love medicine, but do you really understand what it takes to spend years in school, do the housemanship, and work long nights in hospitals? Reality check doesn't mean killing your dreams. It means understanding the demands, the sacrifices, and the opportunities of a career before you dive in. Let me give you another example. Many students want to go into tech today because they hear it's the future. Salaries are high and opportunities are endless. That's true, but do you actually enjoy problem solving, coding, or working with data? Or are you just chasing the hype? Because if you don't enjoy the process, you may struggle even if the field is lucrative. Reality means balancing passion with practicality. It means asking, can I see myself doing this long term? Does this field have opportunities where I live, or am I willing to relocate? Will I be financially stable in this part? If the answer is yes, then that's a green light. Now, let's talk about flexibility. This is one of the most important things I want you to remember. Your first career doesn't have to be your final career. In fact, for most people, it isn't. Studies show that people can change careers multiple times in their lifetime. The job you start with at 23 years may not be the one you are doing at 35, and that's perfectly fine. So take the pressure off yourself. If you are in high school, don't feel as though the course you choose will define you forever. If you are an undergraduate and you are starting to feel like you are in the wrong program, it's not too late to pivot. If you are in graduate school, don't be afraid to think about combining your research skills with opportunities in other industries. Think about people like Mark Zuckerberg. He started in computer science, but today he's more of a business leader than a programmer. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She started in media, but today she's a global philanthropist and entrepreneur. Even in your own community, you probably know people who studied one thing but now do something else successfully. Careers are flexible. You can move, you can grow, you can evolve, and so on and so forth. The key is to keep learning and adapting. Finally, let's talk about action. All of this self discovery, exploration, reality checks, and flexibility means nothing if you don't take action. What can you do today as a student to start choosing your right career path? First, write down your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests, and your values. Be honest with yourself. Secondly, talk to people in fields you are curious about. Ask them what their daily work looks like, what challenges they face, and what they enjoy. Third, seek out small opportunities, internships, volunteer roles, side projects. They don't have to be big. Even organizing a school event teaches you about leadership and planning. Fourth, keep reading and researching. Watch videos like this one. Read articles, join online forums. The more you learn, the clearer things will become. I'll give you an illustration. Imagine two students. The first one just sits and worries about the future, saying, I don't know what career to choose. They do nothing. So years pass and they remain confused. The second student says, I don't know what career to choose, but let me try something. They volunteer at a hospital, join a debate club, or take a free online course in coding. Along the way, they discover what excites them and what drains them. By the time they graduate, they have the direction. The difference between these two is action. So, as I round up, let me remind you, choosing the right career is not about having everything figured out at once. It's about knowing yourself, exploring your options, checking reality, staying flexible, and most importantly, taking action. You don't have to rush, but you do have to move. Don't let fear or confusion keep you stuck. Start today. The path will become clearer with time. If this video has helped you in any way, do me a favor, hit the like button right now, share this with a friend who is also confused about their career, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future videos. Every week, I'll be dropping practical advice and mentorship to help you navigate school, life, and career with confidence. And before you go, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what career are you considering right now? And what's your biggest fear or confusion about it? I'll be reading and replying as many as I can, and your comments could inspire another student who feels stuck. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, your career is not a prison, it is a journey. Take it one step at a time. Thank you for staying behind. See you at the next video.